Hi there, good morning. So in today's video, I'm coming to explain using GeoGebra how you are going to clone a triangle, how you are going to find the sum of interior angles of a triangle, how you are going to draw an isosceles triangle, and how you are going to draw a right angle triangle, and finally, how to prove the Pythagoras theorem, right? So follow up and let's start. So the first thing that we are going to do is to learn how to clone a triangle. First of all, what is a cloning? Cloning means to make a replica of something, to do the same thing, right? So before we can clone a triangle, first of all, we have to create a triangle. So this is our triangle. With this, you can use the input field to input the points, but there are a lot of tasks. Then we are having a limited time. I want this video to be as short as 20 minutes, right? So inputting the field would delay quite a bit. So you can select your points using the pointer over here. Then you join them using the segment, right? So I'll join them to form a triangle. Tap, then you join, tap, then you join, right? You tap on the point, then you join to the other point, then you tap it. Now there's not yet a polygon yet, so you have to activate the polygon. So after activating the polygon, we tap and we join, we tap and we join, tap and we join, right? Now we've been able to form a polygon. The next thing is we want to do a replica, clone this triangle that we've done. We are having two ways of cloning a triangle. I'm coming to show you the first way, right? So before that, let's do the angles within the triangle. The interior angles within the triangle. Okay, to do that, you have to activate the angle. You come here, then you activate angle, right? After activating angle, go clockwise to select the interior angles, right? Clockwise, just like the way the clock moves to select the interior angle. Now we are done drawing the triangle. We want to clone this triangle. The first method of cloning a triangle is by using a vector, right? So we come here, then we select our vector. After selecting our vector, you point to any part of your graph, of your graphics, right? Then you tap and you stretch, then you tap. We've created a vector. That is the vector U. Then the next thing that you're going to do is you come here, then you select translate by vector, right? After tapping on the translate by vector, you have to tap on the object that you want to translate to get it. Then you tap on the vector here. You come to the algebra side, then you tap on the vector. You can clearly see that I've been able to translate that vector. Do you see it? Good. So with this, we use the move tool. We use the move tool. Let's go. Let's go down. You can see that I've done a replica, right? Now with this, I can deactivate the U, the vector, and deactivate the D and what E. So you can see, let's see whether it is indeed a replica or a clone of the triangle that we drew by measuring the interior angles. So this is what we call similar triangles. When we say two triangles are similar, it means that they have the same length and also they have the same interior angles. Do you get it? So you can see that the interior angles of the first triangle and the interior angle of the second triangle are both the same, right? You can clearly see. And what makes this a perfect clone is that when I move my original, it also moves the clone. When I move the original, so as the interior angles of the original is changing, it also makes the interior angle of the clone to also change. So that is the first way we can clone a triangle, right? Another way of cloning a triangle is by doing this. Another way of cloning a triangle is, first of all, we use our points. Okay, first of all, we come to line, right? Let's draw a line. So we draw a line. Let's draw a line. right? We've gotten a line. Then let me position the triangle well so that I can clone. So we clone the original triangle, right? We don't clone the clone. Do you get it? So now I'm coming to clone the original triangle. I'm coming. I want it to be in a position. Okay, this is okay. I'm coming to clone the original triangle, this triangle, right? This is the original triangle. So after drawing the line, I'll use the compass tool here. I'll use the compass tool here. Then, so you activate the compass tool from this side, right, to this side. Then you move it and you center it at what? F. Do you get it? Then I will activate the compass tool from here to here from here to here. Then still I'll center it at what? B. What we are doing is we are creating what a replica, right? So we can see that the distance BE is from F to this line, right? So it means that I can do an intersection here. So from B to E is the same as from F to the point that will be formed here. So I come to my point, then I look for intersect, then I can input my intersect here, right? Good. Now I can let go of the circle created here, the bigger circle, I can let it go. Not this one, the bigger circle. I can now let it go, right? Now, the next thing that I'm going to do, you know that from here to here, give us what? Give us this. So I have to finally do from this side to this side. You get it? We did from this side to this side to get the length that is here. Then we did from this side to this side to get the length that is here. Finally, we want to get to know what point we want to know the B points here. You get it? So how do we do that? We use our compass tool. We use our compass tool. Then from here to here. Then we center it. We center it on what? H. You get it? So the points of intersection here is the same as the points of intersection here. You get it? Then the next thing that we are going to do is to draw an intersection, right? So we know that we have an intersection here. After drawing an intersection, we use the line segments, right? You come here, you activate the segment, then you can join them to form the triangle. You tap, then you join. You tap, then you join. Right? Now we are done. All that we have to do is to make it a polygon. Now we've made it a polygon. So these are the two ways that you can draw a clone of a triangle. We can deactivate the lines that helped us, right? We can deactivate the lines that helped us. We can deactivate the lines that helped us. Then the point G, right? Now we've been able to clone, we've been able to clone the triangle. So you can see that if I move this side, both the original, moving the original, but it is also moving the two clones, right? One was created by circles and one was created using a vector. You get it? So this is how we get to clone a triangle. In our next video, I'm going to show you, saying in our next video, at this point, I'm going to show you how to draw an isosceles triangle. So we are done with the cloning, right? With this, you can paint it or color it, but the main thing is we've been able to done. We are done with the cloning. Good. So the next thing that we are going to do is that, okay, somebody might ask, how sure should I be if indeed I've drawn the right thing? One way of being sure that indeed what you've drawn, they are all clones. Let's check this. The exterior angle here. You can see that the exterior angles there are all the same, 341.42. And it is the same for all of them. You get it? Good. Now let's draw isosceles triangle. What is an isosceles triangle? An isosceles triangle is a triangle that has two sides equal and two of the interior angles are also equal. So to draw an isosceles triangle, we are having three ways, but in this case, I'm going to show you two. because of time constraints, right? In my next video, then I'll show you more. So to do that, first of all, we can create a line, right? We come to this part, then we activate a line. So after creating the line, the next thing we are going to do is to come here, then we select, no, let's come here, then we select, or come to the input field, then let's type perpendicular, right? Perpendicular, perpendicular, bisector, or let's type bisector. Bisector, you can see perpendicular bisector, right? Let's type this perpendicular bisector, right? From the point J, from the point J, from the point J to the point K, right? So that is the perpendicular bisector, right? Then the next thing that we are going to do is we've been able to draw the perpendicular bisector. The next thing we are going to do is we can draw. Let's pick the intersection here. Points. Let's pick the intersection here, right? Good. Now the next thing that we are going to do, we can use our compass tool. So using our compass tool, we measure from here to here to draw a circle, right? Then we center it on L. You get it? So we will get the point that is from here. Then we come to this side. We come to this side. Then we look for intersection, right? Then we point here. Now our isosceles triangle is almost ready. We use our line segments to join these points together. To join these points together, right? To join these points together, right? Good. Now we are done. We are done with. We are done drawing our isosceles. So we can erase the helping lines. We can erase the helping lines. Can erase the helping lines. So after erasing the helping lines, we want to measure to see. First of all, we have to form a polygon from this, let me see. Let me see. Yeah, polygons on this. Then let's measure them in serial angles. Let's measure them in serial angles. I want to check something. In serial angles. No, this will measure the external. So let's do, always remember it is clockwise. So clockwise, just like the way the clock moves. Okay, you can see that. You can see that we have two of the interior angles being equal, right? If two of the interior angles are equal, it means that this length and this length are, this length, let's activate this length, are equal. So this length, we can show object properties to get to know the length of that length, that side. So label, name and value, right? 9.9. Then you come to this side, label, name and value, right? 9.99, sorry, 9.9. So clearly you can see that we've been able to draw our isosceles triangle, right? This is one way of drawing the isosceles triangle. Good. Another way of drawing an isosceles triangle is by drawing a circle, right? How do we draw the isosceles triangle? To draw the isosceles triangle, you just need a compass, right? Then you draw a circle. After drawing a circle, all that you have to do is to just to use your line segments, right? Line segments, we come here, we activate our line segments. Sorry, we come here, we activate our line segments. Then we join from this point to this point, right? Then we can join from here to any point on the circumference, because we know that any point at all becomes the what? Becomes the radius. That is one of the properties, right? From the center to the circumference is a radius, right? Then finally, you can join from this point to this point. So you can see that within a triangle too, we can form an isosceles triangle. Sorry, within a circle, we can form an isosceles triangle. Then we join them finally so that it becomes a polygon. A polygon. Now we can delete the circle. Then we can delete the circle. There we have our isosceles triangle. How do we know it is isosceles triangle? By measuring the interior angles, right? So this is 97. So two of the interior angles must be the same for us to confirm that it is an isosceles triangle. For us to confirm that it is an isosceles triangle. Now you can see that this is 41.12, this is 41.12. So this is how we draw an isosceles triangle. Did you get it? Good. So in the next, I'm going to show you how to draw a right angle triangle, right? How do we draw a right angle triangle? Good. How do we draw a right angle triangle? To draw a right angle triangle, we first have to uh, draw, you can, a line, right? You draw your line. Then after drawing your line, After drawing your line, you draw a circle using the compass tool. So we come here, then we draw a circle using the compass tool. Right, so we tap here, and we tap here. Okay, we have to create a point there first before. Okay, we come to the circle tool. We tap here, then we tap here to draw our, good. So now we've drawn our circle, we centered it at Q. Do you get it? So to know that it is a right angle, this is what we are going to do. You see that there's a point of intersection here. You have to activate the intersect. Then we have the intersection here, right? The next thing that we are going to do is to use our compass tool. Let's create a smaller dot somewhere here. Let's create a dot, a point here, right? Okay, let's create it somewhere here. Okay, let's create it here. Here will be okay. Then we activate our compass. So from here to this point, right? Then we center it on T. Figures it. Then we'll do the same thing from here to here. Then we center it on what? S. You can clearly see that there's a point of intersection between the two circles. You see that? Then we activate our intersection. Then we identify the point of intersection. We identify the point of intersection, not this one. We identify the point of intersection here. You get it? So the line that will pass through, or the segment that will pass through Q and V, becomes a perpendicular line. Do you see that? A perpendicular line. So we can say that we want a segment, so segments, right? On the input field segment between 2 points, that is V, capital V, and capital S. Sorry, capital Q and capital Q, right? Now you can see this. So let's clean the lines, the helping lines, that is the circles. Let's clean them. Okay. So now we can use a line segment to join from this side, right, up to this side, or up to this side, or up to any side at all you want. Do you get it? So up to this side, then we deactivate S. We deactivate S, then we deactivate what? U. They are done helping us. then we deactivate the line Q1. Okay, the line Q1. Okay, so we deactivate the point T. Then we close this side now with what? A segment from here to here. Now we've drawn our right angle triangle, right? Then we close it up. We close it up with a polygon. This is how you can draw a right angle triangle. How do we know it's a right angle triangle? If one of its interior angles, if one of its interior angles is 90 degrees, then it is a right angle triangle, right? Then you can see that this interior angle is 90 degrees. So we've been able to draw our right angle triangle. The next that we are going to do is to find the sum of interior angles. So let me help you so that we all find the sum of interior angles. Let's complete everything here so that we can find the sum of the interior angles. So now we are done with the interior angles here, right? Let me move them outside so that you can see the angle. So this is O, this is somehow like P, this is somehow like sine, right? This is the interior angles. Now we want to find the sum of the interior angles, right? To find the sum of the interior angles, you just have to come to spreadsheet. Do you get it? You activate the spreadsheet will come. After activating the spreadsheet, the next thing that you are going to do is that you are going to type in the input field, right? But before you type in the input field, you have to come to the bottom here. Then the symbols are there. So I can see the O. Let's look for the O symbol. What is the O symbol? This symbol. The O symbol. Okay, it is not here. Okay, let's use our norm. Then it will be the normal O, right? Then we come here, we look for that P symbol. This is a P symbol. Then we look for this symbol, right? We identify the symbols. We know that the sum of interior angles is to add the interior angles all together, right? So we put an addition sign between them. We get it. Then we press enter. We get it. So after pressing enter, this is it. Coming. Okay. So when you tap on this, then you record on the spreadsheet. They will all go to the spreadsheet, right? We tap here, then we record on the spreadsheet. We will all go to the spreadsheet. Then we want to know, let me rename this, okay? Let me rename this to, uh, let me rename this to, let's say, V, okay? Okay, now I've changed it to V. Okay, so this is what I want to do now. Now let's do Y, Y, P, then this sign. Then we use the addition sign to join them. Addition sign to join them. Then we press or enter. Okay. Okay, now it has come. Do you see that? It has come. Good. So now all that we have to do is what? Is we have to record that on our spreadsheet. We get to record it on our spreadsheet. So now let's focus now on our spreadsheet. So we know that the sum of the interior angles is what? Okay. Now let's focus on our spreadsheet. So we come here. The Y is the 90 degrees. The B come. Okay. So you tap on this red button to show them, right? So it means that 90 plus 68.82, when we add all the sums together, we are going to get 180 degrees, right? So this is how we use the input field and the spreadsheet to find the